अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लाङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। भुजे सव्यवेणुं शरशिशिकिपिच्छं कटितटे दुकूलां नेत्रान्ते सहचरकटाक्षं विदधते। सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। वन्दे नन्दव्रजस्त्रीणां पादरेणुम् अभीक्ष्णशः यासां हरिकथोद्गीतं पुनाति भुवनत्रयं। भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षै क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयी त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नवृन्दे नुमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भूमोस्खलितपादानां भूमिरेव यवलम्बनं त्वय्यजात अपराधानां त्वमेव शरणं प्रभो। वागीशा यस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्या च वक्ष्यासि यस्यास्ते हृदये संवित्तं नृसिंहमहं भजे। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथेरारंभे करि मंगलाचरण गुरु वैष्णव भगवान तिनेर स्मरणे होय विघ्न विनाशन अनायासे होय निज वांछित पूरण। So today is disappearance anniversary of Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, one of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ananga Manjari Asit Sadhya Gopala Bhattakah Bhatta Goswaminam Kechit Ahuhu Sri Guna Manjarim. So, the various associates of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna in his Brajalila, they have also appeared along with him in this Kali Yuga, when the Lord has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to fulfill in order to bring the variety in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. His associates also have appeared in this world. So, Ananga Manjari, or according to some it is Sri Guna Manjari, she has become the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami appeared in 1500 AD, and it is also written according to some it is in 1503 AD. Either it is 1500 or according to some it is 1503. He has appeared in this material world as an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And his place of birth is Sriranga Kshetra on the banks of the holy Kaveri river in South India. His father's name is Venkata Bhatta. Venkata Bhatta was a very ardent follower of Lakshmi Narayana. He belonged to the Ramanuja Vaishnava Sampradaya or lineage. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami was his son, and very orthodox Brahminical family. They used to follow all the Brahminical principles properly, Venkata Bhatta and his family. And Gopal Bhatta Goswami was blessed in his very early childhood with the Navadvip pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In his dream, he could see the Navadvipa pastimes, because Gopal Bhatta Goswami saw that Mahaprabhu has a shaven head and he has taken sannyas. It has troubled Gopal Bhatta Goswami a lot. Then in order to pacify Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Mahaprabhu had given vision of all his Navadvipa pastimes. By seeing those Navadvipa pastimes, he became pacified, and also Mahaprabhu had placed him on his lap and then he drenched him with his own tears. So in this manner, he was loved and cared by Mahaprabhu. So approximately when Gopal Bhatta Goswami was about 11 years old, Mahaprabhu went to South India. And when he visited South India, at that time when he was in Sriranga Kshetra in South India, that time it was a Chaturmasya period, the 4-month period where the sages and the devotees, they stay at one place, because it's a rainy season usually in India. The devotees don't travel. They stay at one place, because nowadays of course there are so many facilities, but previously villages and muddy roads, all these things, they used to stay at one place. In another sense, you can say that in this manner they used to bless. They don't undertake preaching activities during this 4 months period. They undertake severe austerities, and then they bless a particular family. Now when Mahaprabhu was in South India, he saw Venkata Bhatta. Venkata Bhatta also saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was very much attracted towards him. And then he requested that, will you please allow us your service by becoming a guest in our house? We want to serve you. And Mahaprabhu saw that he is a very dedicated, Sri Vaishnava devotee. Therefore, he also accepted his proposal in one sense. In another sense, it is to meet Gopal Bhatta Goswami, because he is an associate, his eternal associate. Therefore, even though the Lord took birth in Bengal and he took birth in South India, they took birth at different places only for the sake of variety in the pastimes. And it is like Mahaprabhu would go there, they would meet, and then when the devotees meet, what kind of feelings come, what kind of feelings they exhibit, in order to teach us that. When the Lord meets the devotees, or when the devotee meets the Lord, what kind of transformations that happen in the body, what kind of feelings they experience. In order to show this to people like us, then they perform these pastimes. Now when Mahaprabhu accepted to stay there for several months, for 4 months he was there in fact, and then he saw Gopal Bhatta Goswami was serving the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. Every day he would, massage the feet of Mahaprabhu, because he was a small boy at the time, was about 11 years old. Therefore, he used to massage Mahaprabhu's feet. He also used to get the remnant prasads of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But during this time, what Gopala Bhatta Goswami saw was that Venkata Bhatta has little ego in him, that his worship is superior to Mahaprabhu's worship. He is a worshipper of Lakshmi Narayana, who has no birth, who has no mother and father, whose opulences cannot be counted. Whereas Mahaprabhu is a worshipper of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is a cowherd boy. His friends are cowherd boys. His lovers, they are also cowherd girls. His wealth, only cows. What is the wealth of Krishna? Cows and milk, whatever comes from the milk, and this is the wealth. And he has mother and father. So Venkata Bhatta was thinking that because Narayana has no mother and father, he is Anshi or Avatari. He is the fountainhead of all incarnations. And Krishna is his incarnation. Therefore, we are worshippers of the fountainhead, and Mahaprabhu is a worshipper of the incarnation. Therefore, our worship is superior. He was thinking in this manner. So one day, Mahaprabhu, in a little, in a manner which is not very, disturbing the mood of Venkata Bhatta Goswami, in that manner, very politely and very nicely, he had inquired that you worship Narayana. He has so much opulence, and Lakshmi Devi, who is serving him constantly, she also has so much opulence. And the Lord whom I worship, his opulence is only very limited. He is a cowherd boy. And his servants, they are also cowherd boys and cowherd girls. But my question is that why Lakshmi, in spite of having so much opulence, and in spite of getting a husband like Narayana, who is so opulent, still why did she hanker to associate with a cowherd boy Krishna? Why is it so? Then Venkata Bhatta immediately replied, what fault is there in it? That Krishna is nothing but Narayana, and Lakshmi is none other than the gopis or Radharani. There is no difference, because in Sri Krishna the rasas are little more prominent and superior. He is a supreme enjoyer. There is a manifestation of more rasas prominently in the Sri Krishna. That is why Lakshmi has went to worship him. Of this I don't see any defect or loss of fidelity in her. Then Mahaprabhu says, no, it is not about losing her fidelity or having fault in the worship. The thing is that my gopis, they, whom I worship, the gopis, they are cowherd girls. And, he is Radha, what's her name? Lakshmi Devi is very opulent. And in spite of Lakshmi Devi performing worship or performing austerities for such a long time, my second question is, why did she still not get the association of Sri Krishna? Then Venkata Bhatta had no answer to this. He kept quiet because he could not answer this. Then Mahaprabhu, he told that even though that Radharani is none other than Lakshmi, whose expansions are, the gopis, And Sri Krishna, there is no difference between Narayana, Vishnu or Krishna. By tattva, by ontology, ontologically all of them are same. There is no difference. But still, the mode of worship in which Sri Krishna is to be addressed is in the Gopi Bhava. Gopi Bhava means in a mood of, in the footsteps of the gopis. One should follow the footsteps of the gopis and worship Sri Krishna. Only then one can get. Otherwise they will be deprived of the Krishna's association. Because Lakshmi Devi could not give up her, opulent nature. If you want to worship, if you want to associate with Krishna, then you should give up your opulent or, your adherence towards the rules and regulations and accept the spontaneous mood of the gopis, which Lakshmi Devi did not do. That is why she became, she could not get that particular association of Sri Krishna in that particular mood. Further, you see, Sri Krishna, he is the cause of all causes. He is the root cause. Because when Rasalila activities were going on in Braja, suddenly, all of a sudden, Sri Krishna has disappeared from the arena of Rasalila. All the gopis, they became very disturbed with this and they started to look out for Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna, what he did, he was sitting at one particular place which is called Paishadham, which is called, or Paithadham, which is currently called as Paithadham or Paishadham. He was sitting at that place in the 400 Narayana form, not in 200 Krishna form. So the gopis, they came to Sri Krishna, to Narayana, and they just prayed Om Namo Narayanaya. They bowed down to Narayana, and then they asked, did you see Sri Krishna anywhere? Did you find our Krishna somewhere here? He said, no, I didn't find. Means, even though Narayana was present, the gopis did not get attracted. Even though Lakshmi Devi, she has lots of opulence, but she got attracted to cowherd boy Krishna. The difference between the gopis' love towards Sri Krishna or the beauty of the Madhura Rasa in Braja is that even though they have seen Narayana and the opulent nature, opulent form, they did not get attracted. But Lakshmi Devi got attracted to a cowherd form. And when Radharani, when she was also searching for Sri Krishna, and when she saw Narayana, that Krishna who is in the form of Narayana, he could no longer remain as the 400 Narayana form. He immediately got transformed into 200 form Krishna. Because the Madhurya Rasa, the sweetness of the conjugal loving mood of Radharani is so profound that he could no longer maintain his Aishwarya mood, his mood of that awe or reverence or opulence. He could no longer keep it. It immediately two hands of him entered inside, and then he became two-handed Sri Krishna. So saying this, he tells to Venkata Bhatta that in this manner Sri Krishna's rasa is superior, and in order to get association of Sri Krishna, one has to follow the footsteps of the gopis. In the opulent mood, in a mood of awe and reverence, rules and regulations, you cannot attain Krishna's beautiful Braja Bhava. The mood of Braja cannot be attained by following the rules and regulations. So, Venkata Bhatta and others, his own brother Prabodhananda Saraswati, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who is the son of Venkata Bhatta, all of them, an entire family, they got, attracted towards Mahaprabhu's philosophy, and then they took up Krishna Bhakti in the mood of gopis. Then, here I want to read one There is time, no? Okay, if there is time, I will read later. But Gopal Bhatta Goswami, after this particular incident has happened, and Mahaprabhu completed his 4 months stay in Venkata Bhatta's house, he returned back to Puri, Jagannath Puri, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he has got intense attachment, deep attachment towards Mahaprabhu, and that he wanted to head towards Vrindavan Dham. And Venkata Bhatta and his family members, they did not object for this proposal. And before that, Gopal Bhatta Goswami also got initiated from his own paternal uncle, Prabodhananda Saraswati. Prabodhananda Saraswati, who is the brother of Venkata Bhatta, he initiated Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and after that he went to Vrindavan. There in Vrindavan, he met Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they have written letter to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Gopal Bhatta Goswami has come here and joined us. Then Mahaprabhu immediately replied to Rupa and Sanatana that you should take care of Gopal Bhatta as your own brother. You should treat him as your own brother and show your love and affection upon him. In this manner, Mahaprabhu had given order to them. And also, Rupa and Raghunatha showed lot of love, compassion and affection, and they also gave the service of Radharamanji to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Means mercifully they gave the service of the deity to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami, he has written Haribhakti Vilasa in the name of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. It is said that Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he has edited the book that is written by Sanatana Goswami, but in the name of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was the editor of that book. And apart from that, he also authored several other books like Satkriya Saradipika. Satkriya Saradipika is a book where all the Vaishnava rituals, right from conceiving a child up to the death, whatever kinds of sanskaras or rituals or purificatory process, they are called the purificatory processes. Samskara means purification. So the Garbhadana sanskar, then Namakaran sanskar, Annaprashana sanskar, Upanayan sanskar, Vivaha sanskar, Kanyadana sanskar. There are different kinds of sanskaras, the processes, rituals and the purificatory processes. All these processes he has, the Vaishnava way, how they are to be done, he has written in Satkriya Saradipika. And also, he is the original author of the Shat Sandarbha that Rupa Goswami has, Jiva Goswami has written. Jiva Goswami has written Shat Sandarbha, the 6 Sandarbhas. So he is the original author of that, and from his writings only, Jiva Goswami has taken, and then he has written the 6 Sandarbhas. But originally he has penned down so many of these Sandarbhas. And also, one of his most cherished book that he has authored is his commentary on Bilomangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita, where he has written beautiful commentary, and all the Vaishnavas, they are greatly pleased by reading this commentary to Krishna Karnamrita by Bilomangal Thakur. And in this manner, Gopal Bhatta Goswami has spent his life in Vrindavan Dham along with Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he approached Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Before Kaviraj Goswami has written Chaitanya Charitamrita, he took the order, instructions and the blessings of all the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan. By the order of the Vaishnavas of Vrindavan only, he has, written Chaitanya Charitamrita. We will read as we go ahead in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Kaviraj Goswami has written Chaitanya Charitamrita upon the order of the Vaishnavas. Because without the order of Vaishnavas, no activity will become devotion. Whatever we think that we are doing is devotion, may be or may not be devotion. But if it is ordered by a senior Vaishnava, if it is ordered by a devotee, then that will be accepted by the Supreme Lord. That is why Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, in his book Sri Guru and His Associates, he writes clearly that even reading the book, any book, you just take out the book and read, it is not devotion. If Guru or a Vaishnava orders, read this scripture, then it becomes devotion, and then that scriptural knowledge will actually enter into our heart. He says that even doing anything is to be performed under the guidance of a bona fide sadhu. If he says, then it becomes acceptable to the Supreme Lord. If we follow it. So when Kaviraj Goswami, he approached Gopal Bhatta Goswami also for his blessings. Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he told that you can write Chaitanya Charitamrita, but you should not mention my name in it. You should not write anything about me in it. And then for that reason only, apart from mentioning his name as the son of Venkata Bhatta, there is no further mention of Gopal Bhatta Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And also at another place it is said that Mahaprabhu has sent his own loin cloth and the waist belt of that loin cloth and an asana, one particular asana which is of a blackish color, wooden asana of a black color. These three things were sent to Raghunath Das, Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So other than this, there is no mention of Gopal Bhatta Goswami's pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have about Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, etc. But we don't have about Gopal Bhatta Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita because he has requested Kaviraj Goswami not to write about him in it. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami has two disciples. One is Srinivas Acharya, who is the author of Shad Goswami Ashtaka. He has written Shad Goswami Ashtak. Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyagau Shri Jiva Gopalakau. So he has seen the life of the Goswamis in Vrindavan, and then he has nicely written 8 verses in glorification of the Goswamis. So he is the disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And another disciple is Sri Gopinath Pujari. Not that he had only 2 disciples, there are many disciples, but these 2 are the prominent disciples. So Sri Gopinath Pujari was actually, there is a story behind this. One time when he went to Saharanpur near Haridwar. Near Haridwar there is a place called Saharanpur. So when Gopal Bhatta Goswami went to Saharanpur, there was a very, very dedicated and devoted Brahmana and his wife living there. They had no children, and for which they were very, very disturbed. So they requested Gopal Bhatta Goswami to come and accept their hostage and then hospitality, and then he has accepted their hospitality. He stayed there, and then he understood the sorrow of the couple, and then he blessed that you will be getting a son. Then they told that if we get a son, then we will give him in your service. And that son is Gopinath Pujari. Therefore, Gopinath Pujari he became later disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So these 2 are basically the prominent disciples of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So, and another great legend that follows Gopal Bhatta Goswami, or that is in association with Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, is the deity of Sri Radha Ramanji. How Radha Ramanji has manifested in order to shower the mercy upon his devotees, and how dear Gopal Bhatta Goswami is to the Supreme Lord, can be understood through this. Gopala Bhatta Goswami was worshipping Shaligrama Shilas. And while doing so, one day he thought that if I had got a deity of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then I would have worshipped him by decorating him, by ornamenting him, by dressing him properly, and I would have served him in that manner. But because I have Shaligram Shila, I cannot, I am deprived of such an opportunity. Thinking like this, he was little, sorrowful. That night, the next day morning, when he opened the temple door, he saw that the Shaligram Shila has got, converted into a deity, beautiful Radharaman deity. He got completely, overwhelmed by seeing the kind of affection that the Lord has upon him. And also, the same story is said in a different manner also, that when Gopala Bhatta Goswami visited North India, that time he went to Gandaki river. So there he saw Shaligram Shilas, and from there he got 12 Shaligram Shilas. And he used to be serving those Shaligram Shilas very, affectionately and with lot of devotion, one-pointed devotion. One day, a very rich merchant comes to him, and then he gives beautiful dresses, ornaments, etc. to be offered to the deity. But he thinks within his mind that, I don't have a deity. There are so beautiful dresses and ornaments that are given to me. If I had got, deity, then I would have served him so nicely. So he was thinking like this. And then that day he gave rest to the deities. The next day morning, when he opened the temple door, he saw that one of those Shaligramas out of the 12 got converted into, he took the shape of Radharaman deity, beautiful Radharaman deity, which is in Vrindavan and is very famous. All the Vaishnavas visit there, go there, and then take his blessings. And also the Radharaman is very famous for Prasad, Kheer Prasad, isn't it? Whoever is gone there, who goes there, they definitely bring, Radharaman's Kheer. So, Radharaman is still being served by the descendants of Gopala Bhatta Goswami. In this manner, one of the Shaligramas, he got, transformed into a beautiful Radharaman deity, captivated by the love of his own devotee Gopala Bhatta Goswami. In order to, to fulfill the wish of his own devotee, he has assumed this form, and from then onwards he is accepting the service in the form of Radharamanji. And on the left side of Radharamanji, there is no Radharani. There is no Radharani there. So, there is Mukuta, there is a crown of Radharani that is put on his left hand side, which symbolizes Radharani. So, the Radha and Krishna are served in that manner. On the left side, on the Singhasan, there is the crown of Radharani, and right side there is Ramanji, Radha Ramanji. And beautiful darshan devotees are getting even today. When this news reached the various devotees in Vrindavan, including Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they went to take darshan of the deity, and then they were completely overwhelmed by seeing the beauty of Radharamanji. Such a beautiful Radharaman deity. They were completely, overwhelmed by love and devotion towards Radharamanji. And on the Vaishakhi Purnima, in the month of Vaishak, the Abhishek of Radharaman deity is performed every year, even today, even till this date, on this Vaishakhi Purnima, this is done. And then in 1588, on this particular Tithi, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami has entered into the eternal pastimes of the Supreme Lord, and he deprived the entities of this material world from his darshan. So today is his disappearance day, and behind the deity of Radharamanji there is his samadhi also. Devotees who go to Radharaman temple, they also go and visit his samadhi there. And Srinivas Acharya, he has very nicely he has written the glories of the Shad Goswamis in his Ashtaka, by reading which one will understand the renunciation, the love, the affection, and the hankering that they have towards Supreme Lord. By going through that, one can understand all these things. So today is his disappearance day. So we will pray to the lotus feet of Gopala Bhatta Goswami and our most revered Srila Gurudev, who is non-different manifestation of Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, that may he bless us and that so that we make progress in our devotional life and cross over all the hindrances that come on the way. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. जय श्री गोपाल भट्ट गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। परमारतम श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।